I'm sure you must have heard what certain people say about NFTs, particularly of it not being of great value to be held as an asset. But today I'm here to debunk that saying and show you or tell you ways in which NFT holders are making monies on a daily basis. If you want to learn these ways, grab your pen and notepads and let's get right into the video. Every dream is expensive, not just in. Hi everyone, so you're welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Money. Call me Mo. I am a business owner and I share content relating to business, finance, and general money tips through literature, art, and music. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for your kind gesture. Before I get right into today's video, I'd like to share with you a quick disclaimer. Note that the information I shared here today is solely for educational purposes and should neither be treated as business, finance, advertisement, nor legal advice. Thank you so very much. You're welcome back. So one thing I have noticed about conversations surrounding NFTs is a very common thing or saying that NFT is not a valuable asset. I've seen people or heard people on forums, I've read articles that keeps saying and keeps degrading the value of NFTs. I often wonder why these conversations continue to linger. Or could it be an intentional conversation so that people do not really understand or get to see the value attached to NFTs in recent times? That's why in this video, I'm going to tell you a few things you need to understand about NFTs and the recent trends and how NFTs can earn you some monies, particularly if you own one. However, I have to emphasize that making monies off NFTs in some cases might not be instantaneous, whilst in other instances you could make those monies almost immediately. There are also platforms where NFTs are being traded, NFTs are being used on a day-to-day basis, and the value in which your NFT also has largely depends on the network upon which that NFT was minted. Now, in the coming scenes, I would share with you the different ways and methods in which NFTs are being used on a daily basis now to earn monies. I hope that you would find value in the things I would share. So the most common way to earn with NFTs, which I believe a lot of us, if not all, are aware of, is by direct minting of NFTs on marketplaces through specific networks and then selling them on those marketplaces. Whilst this is the most common way to earn, earning sometimes from this sort of process or procedure may take some time, particularly if you have that person who is new in the process and or do not have a community that can easily buy these NFTs from you. I also have to add that the quick sale of your NFTs largely depends on the community that surrounds you. Some NFTs are built off of a community, and the community or persons in those communities are able to easily buy off collections or single NFTs that have been made. In some instances, you have drops that have been created that the persons in these communities or the community in general tend to buy those drops even before they get to see what is being created. Having said that, that shouldn't discourage you from creating your NFTs. It will take some time for you to build your community, and when you're able to build and have a reliable community, I believe that they should be able to buy from you, as we see on a daily basis. So I'll give an instance. On platforms like OpenSea, transactions or NFT sales and transactions occurs every millisecond. Within a millisecond, you see that an NFT transaction has been completed. You see the number of NFTs that have been minted when it has to do with drops. And you also get to see the number of NFTs that have been sold within hours of their release. That is to tell you that there's potential in that market, and you have to really understand how that market works. And this is not just specific to OpenSea. Other markets like Rarible and other NFT marketplaces often offer the same features and with very minimal variations. And the second way you could earn with your NFTs is through NFT lendings. Now, there are platforms that allow you to use your NFTs as security to secure a loan on a peer-to-peer basis. What happens with this platform is that there is no centralized bank or system in place. that stands in the mix of both parties. Monies that lent or borrowed to party A or party B within that platform on a trust basis and on a peer-to-peer transaction basis. What happens oftentimes is that when you are that person who seeks out a loan on any of these platforms, you should have an NFT that is valuable enough for that loan to be advanced to you. There are usually lenders on that platform who also own NFTs and are often willing to lend out loans within stipulated periods and also stipulated interest rates. So there is also room for you to ask for an extension of time if you're unable to meet your obligations or repay the loan within the time you had initially stipulated. Otherwise, your NFT might be forfeited. There are several platforms that currently offer these features and also allow you to be able to use your NFTs as security for loan, particularly if you need fast money and you're not able to get that money from your bank. So you see why I say NFTs aren't just digital products that do not have value. In recent times, their value or the value of NFTs have continued to grow over time. In another video, I will share with you some of these platforms. If you are that person who is willing to check them out and also make further inquiries about them, do not hesitate to. Now, the third way to earn via your NFTs is by way of NFT royalties. What happens oftentimes is when your NFT has been sold, the tendencies are that there would be future transfers of that NFT to new owners. So what that system allows you to do is to be able to mint your NFT in a way that allows you to earn royalties in a minimal amount or by a minimum amount when your NFT is sold to new owners at any point in time. Now, because of the way NFTs are minted and created on the blockchain system, you're able to see the transactions that are made on your NFTs. So even when those sales are made, the likelihood of you being denied of your earnings is pretty low because there's transparency because of the blockchain technology that administers or handles the sale of NFTs and all cryptocurrencies that are involved in NFT transactions. So a fourth method is by way of NFT renting. There are sites that allow you rent your NFTs, where people are willing to pay a token that ranges from $5 to $30 to use your NFTs. Now, in order for you to be able to rent out your NFTs successfully, you want to be sure that your NFTs are NFTs that can be used by people for varying reasons. And one of those reasons could be that people who are out there might require NFTs for gaming purposes. So you can check out different sites. In another video again, I would share with you sites in which you could rent out your NFTs for a token amount and to also earn something from creation of your NFT. A bonus point I will add is that the network upon which your NFT was created also matters. If you are that person who is looking to making more money by just listing your NFTs, the likelihood of your NFT gaining more grounds or more value could happen if your network or the currency of that network continues to appreciate in value. So I'll give an instance. If you minted your NFT on the Ethereum network, anytime your Ether or your Ethereum gains value, your NFT would also increase in value and vice versa. Now, I'll also say as a final bonus point that whilst everything I have mentioned about earnings from NFT is true, I do believe that earnings and your dealings on the Web3 or cryptocurrencies should be exercised with caution. There are a lot of bad actors who are looking to defraud genuine people who are also trying their best to earn monies on a daily basis. So before you trade any sort of NFTs or cryptocurrency, be sure that the person you are trading with is a genuine person and they aren't bad actors looking to steal from you. I do hope that everything I have shared here today is something that has added more value to your knowledge of NFTs and how you could earn with whatsoever NFT that you have listed and all bought for your personal portfolio. I hope you have now learned about new ways to earn with your NFTs. Depending on the circumstances, you could earn as little as $2 to $10 or as much as $200 or more. I hope you did find value in this video. If you did, do consider giving it a like, a share, or a subscription. I'll see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.